Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am talking about things I've learned in my 30s. By the time when you guys watch this video, will be a whole whopping 33 years old. Now listen, I don't know what happened from 30, but since 30 happened, I feel like life just happened. So I've obviously learned a lot over the years, but I think I've also just matured in a very big way. So I am going to start with the very first one, and that is that people don't really care. And this is not in a negative way at all, but people don't really have the time to care and dwell on other people's issues, other people's problems. And if you are making decisions based on what people think or trying to please people, they really do not care. In the moment, you'll be a topic, but once people are over it, they move on to the next thing, and that is just how life is and how it goes. So don't waste too much time pondering on people, too much time on what they think, what they want for your life, because ultimately what you want is what matters. Number two is life is short. Now, life is truly short. People say this all the time, and they especially say it after losing a loved one, or they say it when they realize that they have not achieved the goals that they have set out for themselves. But when I say life is short, I am putting a lot of emphasis on the fact that it is time to live your dream. Go ahead and live your dream. It doesn't always have to be something as crazy as starting a business and quitting your job and just going crazy with massive decisions. But living your dream can be something as small as starting your own bucket list and just start ticking off things on your bucket list. So it can be small things, but it's time to live. Three is that family is everything. When you are young, you know that family is everything, but something happens in your 30s that just makes you realize that family is everything, that your parents, your siblings, your family, that after everything, and when things don't work out in life, who are the people you turn to? It's your family. Who are the people that have your back? It's your family. And that is why it's so important to place family first and focus on your relationship with your family. The fourth thing I've learned is that life is golden. And when I say this, I mean that life is good. And life being good has got nothing to do with material things. It has nothing to do with money. It just has to do with the fact that life is golden. We have this one life that we get to live, this amazing opportunity that we all get to wake up to in the morning, that God blesses us with every single day, and we decide and determine what our day will be like, what our week will be like, what our lives will be like. And it's golden because whatever we decide and whatever we focus on is how our lives will turn out to be. So don't ever forget that life is golden. Number five is something that I think I wish I knew in my 20s. I have always been the type of person that has placed so much emphasis and focus on friendships, and I have always treasured it so much. And when I lost a few friends all at once, I think it was the hardest thing for me. But at the same time, I think that is the reason why I draw so close and so near to God. And that is because I had to learn and mourn and go through the process of leaving people. For me, it was a bit harder because I lost everybody at once. And I think that the biggest lesson I've learned is that if you release people and if you let go, I have learned that God can heal and restore you. I have also learned that even in the moment where you feel and you think it's the worst thing in the world, God will use that very thing and He will fill you up, and He will use that very thing that hurt you, and He will use that thing for His glory. And that is what I love. That is what I love about God. He turns everything around for our good in the end. With that comes the fact that God is a God of restoration. I've learned that over the years, but I think it just became so real to me. God is really restored, and God is really blessed, and God has really given me people and friends in my life that I was like, I never thought that God could ever replace, what I've lost in my head. Or, I always thought that, it's God, it's forgotten, and the type of friends I always prayed for is the ones God sent my way. So God is a God of restoration, and everything that I feel like I've lost in the past is like God is like, He just came and He just restored it times 100-fold, it feels. And then my next one, which is number 7, is that failure is non-existent. Now, you guys probably have watched a few of my videos where I have mentioned that fail forward. I always say that. I am such a strong believer, and probably the strongest believer of failing, and it's because I see failure as opportunity. I see failure as growth, and I also see failure as a turning point, because I believe that when you fail, you use that opportunity to fail forward. You move forward from that point, and you build your success based on what you've done wrong. And I think I've learned that in business, because when something doesn't work out in business, you literally have to try the next thing. And if it still doesn't work, you have to try the next thing. And if it still doesn't work, you really have to try the next thing. So you literally go through all these failures until you find the thing that works. And when it eventually works, you will find that it only works for 3 or 4 months. And then you'll have to discover that, oh my goodness, I need to find another way. So I think that is why I believe that failure is non-existent. Number 8 is that Jesus is the way. And I wish I knew this. I wish I knew this my whole life. I've always say this. I've always been a church girl. I've always been at church. I've always been busy at church. I've always been doing God's work, but I've never had this relationship with Him. Like, I've never had what we have now. And I think it happened over time. It happened because I seeked Him constantly. It happened because I was at the lowest low, and He just lifted me up. And I have also discovered who I am in Him, and I feel like He is the way, the truth, and the life. Like, if I did not have Him, I don't even know where I would be. Like, that is really how bad it is. If I did not have Jesus, I would not have been me. Number 9 is something that people in my 20s, people at high school, people on college, and my family especially can attest to now. They can see the difference, that I am not as worried as I used to be about my body. I am pear-shaped. I have got big hips. I am that girl. I have always struggled and always had an issue with my body. I didn't like the fact that I had a fuller bottom. I never liked the fact that I had to wear a smaller size on top and a bigger size at the bottom. It was just not the thing I liked. It was something I questioned my life when I was at high school. It made me so insecure. It was something I used to cry about so much. And it was the one thing my husband loved. He's like, gosh, I married you because you are pear-shaped. So Kim Kardashian, everybody all of a sudden are like out there being pear-shaped, and it's a thing. And I think when I just reached 30, I think it was from 30 years old. I think after I reached 30, I've just been like, wow, but this is who I am. I've got 3 kids. So like, what is my problem? Thank God I brought 3 kids into this world. This body produced 3 healthy human beings. And I think I also realized that this is God's temple, and that He made me this way, that He made me fearfully and wonderfully. And I think because of all of that, it really played a role in how content I am at the moment, and how I love my body. There's another thing that I think should be number 10, but I'm actually going to include it here because it's also got to do with acceptance, and together with accepting my body and accepting, myself came the fact that I had to realize that I am different. Different in the sense that not everybody is vocal about their lives. Not everybody has a YouTube channel. Not everybody just puts whatever they put their lives on the internet like I do. I had to come to terms with the fact that it's not a thing for me, and not everybody is that way. So and I remember once someone said, I said, oh, I hope my boy is gonna be like me. I think it was Noah at that time. I said, oh my gosh, I hope my boy is gonna be like me. And he was like, no, I don't think a boy should be loud. And I was like, am I loud? This was about I was 9 now, he's turning 10. And this was about 10 years ago, and it shook me so much because someone literally told me I'm loud. And I think the confusion is that I think he probably must have meant that I am an extrovert, and instead he said I'm loud. And I just took that with me my whole life, and I just always heard this guy telling me in my head, oh, you loud. And then I would tone down, and until that voice just somehow disappeared and it left my mental space. And that was when I found my own voice, and that was when I realized that I'm not loud. I'm an extrovert. I love people. I love talking to my camera. I love interacting with people. And that is the difference. It doesn't make me any different. It's who I am. And since I accepted who I am, I have embraced who I am. And it's just been such an amazing journey to be bold about my life and about my personality and about my body and about who I am. So I've accepted myself as a whole. The last thing is number 10, and that is that Rome wasn't built in one day. Now, guys, I'm sure that we all would love everything to happen overnight. I think this lesson life has taught me, because we married 9 years now and we are still working on our marriage, because it's two people that change all the time, and it's two people that wants to make things work. My business is 4 years old, it's almost 25, and as much as these things that I really want right now, I have to understand that it's a process, and I'm gonna get where I want to be, that I have to really, understand and enjoy the journey and the space where I'm at now. And I think I am the type of person that really wants to see things happen. I'm all about moving on to the next goal, and life just has a way of reminding you to just slow down, because Rome wasn't built in one day. I also think it has to do with you trusting God and having faith. And that is when you truly understand that Rome wasn't built in one day. Thank you so much for watching this video and for being part of this now 33-year-old woman's channel. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I wish you guys an amazing day further. Mwah. Bye.